Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So this video has its catalyst in a comment from a viewer of a recent YouTube video which I produced. I published a blog post regarding this morning. So if you have already read that blog post, you can skip this video. Okay, so anyway, the viewer said that in an older video which I produced, I said I did not lose money playing REITs, and he says, need your help, it is starting to feel a bit strange already. And I don't know if I've ever said I've not lost money playing REITs, playing in inverted commas, but in reply I said I made a lot of money investing in REITs, but that was during the 15 years when interest rates were almost zero. Things different already, right? So that was my reply. Of course, those 15 years were the 15 years after the global financial crisis, and then we saw a series of QEs, quantitative easing, and interest rates went down to almost zero or negative in some cases, right? So I think it's important that we realize things have changed, right? And our strategies would have to be adjusted accordingly, right? And of course, back in 2023, January of 2023, more than a year ago, I blogged about how I made more than $2 million investing for income, and that was from passive income received alone up to January 2023, right? In fact, it should be up to end of 2022 because I blogged about it January the 8th of 2023. And that $2 million that I made, right, was from passive income received alone. It did not include any capital gains made over the years. And I can safely say that more than half of that $2 million in passive income was from REITs, right? So you see, I did make a lot of money from REITs. And if we take into account capital gains from voluntary and involuntary sale of REITs in those 15 years when interest rates were almost zero, I've made a lot more money from investing in REITs. And for an average Singaporean like me, I mean, I wasn't a high flyer and I didn't make a very high monthly salary from my work, right? So for someone average like me, that is a lot of money. You're talking about millions of dollars, even though it's single digit millions, and it has definitely helped me to achieve FIRE more comfortably, right? Financial independence, retire early. However, like I said, and it bears repeating, that things are different already, right? And in many blogs I have published and videos I've produced in the last year or so, I said as much, right? Rapid and significant increases in interest rates have thrown a spanner in the works for REITs, and indeed they have had the same effect on all risk assets and not just REITs, right? And in an environment where risk-free rate is like 5% or more, the market is right to demand more from REITs, right? You have to be compensated sufficiently for the risk that you are taking, because REITs is a risk asset, right? And this means that distribution yield has to expand. Distribution yield has to expand, all else being equal. That means unit prices of REITs must fall, right, for distribution yield to expand. And I made videos on this, and I'll include links to those videos in the description box below in case you have not seen them yet. And so, for example, if a REIT was yielding 5% in distribution yield, right, when risk-free rate was almost zero, now it should yield 10%, right? Distribution yield has to be about 10% in order to be attractive, in order for the REIT to be attractive, right? And in Singapore, for example, if we take the recent Singapore savings bond, which offered 3.33% per annum in 10-year average yield, then a REIT in Singapore, which offered 5% distribution yield in the past, should offer 8.33% today to be attractive, all else being equal, right? This is a simple rule of thumb, right? And it's just something to bear in mind. Of course, some people might not want to think of it as an ironclad rule to follow for people who still believe in REITs as viable investments for income. And I still believe that they are viable investments for income given the right prices. So it is simply sensible to use this yardstick, right? And factor in risk-free rate when we value REITs in today's environment, especially in today's environment when interest rates are so high, right? Risk-free rates are so high. Anyway, I get the feeling that people are still not as demanding as they should logically be when investing in REITs today. It's just a feeling that I'm getting, right? There's still a lot of people say buy, 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 buy. And many are investing with the idea that interest rates might be rapidly cut from second half of 2024. Right, this is even though the Fed, Jerome Powell keeps saying that there might not be an interest rate cut. That even if the economy should soften a bit, he's in no hurry to cut interest rates. He wants to see inflation firmly at 2% and sustainably at 2% for some time to come. So we might not even see any interest rate cuts this year by the Fed, right? And of course, I understand that many investors only started investing during the years of very low interest rates, and these investors might even think that interest rate cuts means a return to the post-global financial crisis low interest rate environment, which lasted 15 years or so. Okay, and I think investing in REITs today with such a belief could lead to disappointment. Okay, and that's just honest truth. Okay, and bearing this in mind, I also made a couple of videos on IREIT Global before. Okay, quite recent, and I'll leave links to those videos in the description box below for people who might not remember them or who might want to watch them again. So finally, AK is losing money investing in a REIT, right? And this might make some people cackle with glee. Well, to me, this is just another example that I am not always right. I am not always right. Okay. Of course, it is only paper laws right now, but who knows how things would pan out. Okay. And there is another REITs that I'm losing money in, and there's CapitaLand China Trust. So that makes two REITs. Things are different now. And this is why I have been saying that I'm not adding to my investment in REITs in the current environment. Well, so why do DBS, OCBC and UOB together form more than 40% of my portfolio today? If AK can talk to himself, so can you. Bye-bye.